Hi there, it's Tamara Dorris, and today we're going to talk about one of the things that I think is a fatal flaw in real estate coaching. And I say this, remember, I've got a big background in real estate, and in fact, I remember the several years I worked at the California Association of Realtors in the early 90s, and we celebrated CAR's 100-year anniversary. So that doesn't mean people weren't buying and selling property before then. It just means that it wasn't organized. And even back then, I wouldn't call it super organized. I mean, wasn't the greatest. But that said, what I want to talk about is that real estate coaching has always been, who are you calling? How many calls did you make? How many people did you reach out to? Blah, 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 blah. And the one thing that is rarely ever addressed is stress. And I say this to you as someone who coaches agents who haven't had a transaction in 3 months and are like freaking out about their bank account, as well as mega top producers and everyone in between. Okay, I've coached thousands of agents. Why stress? Why would these people have stress with no transactions? Well, because, right, they have no money. Why would these people who are mega producers be stressed? Well, because they're overwhelmed, right? And everyone in the middle too. But let me just remind you of how many celebrities or musicians or athletes or whatever who made it to the top and who are making millions of dollars. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, you have everything in the world. Why would you do that? Why would you steal? Why would you cheat? Why would you get arrested? Why would you run your car into a pole? Because we all have these upper limits, right? And the stress of success can be overwhelming. So while I tend to focus more on agents that are in the median and, and hoping, I am sometimes someone's last ditch effort. And I'm proud to say when someone trusts me and invests in me and follows my program and my plan, their last ditch effort is now, a thriving real estate career where they're not quitting. So I do take credit for that. But it's all you. It's you that does the work. But again, it goes back to the stress level. Why? What is stress? Let's look at what stress is. Stress is your body's ability to handle overwhelm. And overwhelm is most often associated with fear. Okay. So when you're feeling fearful about not having enough money or not being able to handle all the work you have going on, right? Like, I know mega producers who are healthy and who live a well-balanced life, who go to church, who spend time with their family, and they're okay. They don't need me. I don't work with them. But there are also mega producers who are super stressed because their work is their life. They're drinking too much. They're not getting any work out. They have panic attacks before a listing appointment. Their spouses are leaving them because they're working all the time and they don't even remember the last time they went to an event at their kid's school, right? That's a different kind of stress. And you may say, if you were in the lower quadrant of, I don't have enough money, you may say, I wish I had those problems. But like Tony Robbins said years ago, having more money doesn't make your problems go away. It just gives you bigger problems, right? They're bigger. You're dealing with bigger amounts. So that being said, why I'm making this video and why I want to really point this out to you is because stress is the very first aspect of your success that you should address. That all kind of rhymed, and I don't think I could do it again, but you heard it. Stress is something that, especially since COVID, it was really bad in 2008. We were all stressed out, and I was only doing some training then. I wasn't doing coaching. I was doing training, and I was an active agent, part-time active. Still made a lot of money, but point being that the stress produces cortisol and adrenaline in our body. And that puts us in fight or flight. And I know you've heard of fight or flight by now because we have the internet and everyone's talking about dysregulated nervous systems, right? This is stuff I've been talking about for years. We have to start there. One of the things in my programs that I have my agents do is do this visualization process, a little bit of meditation, hypnotherapy. Literally, it takes a month. If they do it every day, it takes a month just to get their nervous system back online. And I have had agents where it's taken a lot longer. So we're doing the other stuff, the marketing and the visualization and the video or whatever we're doing that stuff at the same time. But sometimes it can take up to 6 months just to get their nervous system regulated again. We need to think about that. That's because no matter how much you consciously want to get ahead, want to, make $500,000 this year, or whatever it is, whatever your goals are. There's nothing wrong with having a $100,000 goal versus a $500,000 goal. It's just what you want with your life. What do you want to get out of it? Do you want to work that hard? Because you do have to work a little bit harder for $500,000. I'm just saying. So the point is, though, that when your body, your brain is an automatic mechanism, and when you feel a threat from your external environment or your internal environment, okay, this is a whole nother video, but your internal environment can give you warning signals like, that's not safe, this is not right, you don't deserve that. So that's a whole nother video. But for right now, we're just talking about the external stimulus that will make you go crazy, right? So, you get a seller that calls, it's complaining, and they're just so mad their house hasn't sold, and it's got to be your fault. And then another agent's mad at you because da da da. And then your spouse is telling you this and that, and all this stuff's going on. And you, in your survival mode, is like, I can't take it anymore. And so the first thing we think of is, oh, I need to make more money. And so then we start looking. Maybe we Google, maybe we see a Facebook ad that's like, oh, want to double your real estate business in no time? I have a headline that says that. Nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, we think, oh, this person or this program or this class is going to fix me, help me make lots of money, so then my problems will go away. But I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart, are your problems really about money? Because I'm betting you that if you got your stress under control in the first place, that business would flow. That's what happens. Business. This is why when you have no business and you decide to go on a vacation that you already paid for, all of a sudden you get leads. This is why. Because you're not in stress mode anymore. There are so many things that we can do with energetics and quantum physics and neuroscience, and I incorporate all of this, but the point is that it's got to start with getting your nervous system back on track. Because if you're walking around in what's called a high beta brainwave, that's where your brain is like always on the lookout, hypervigilant. If you're walking around in that brain state, I could give you 1,000 meditations and it's not going to do a thing. We've got to, it's a step in the right way, right? But we've got to relax your central nervous system. It's your sympathetic nervous system is in overdrive. That's what happens when we're super stressed out. And again, it happens to the broke agent, and it happens to the mega successful agent and all the agents in between. We live in a feast or famine business, as you know, and feast and famine, just by its very nature, it's just synonymous with survival, fight or flight, right? Feast or famine, fight or flight. That's not a coincidence, I don't think. The bottom line is that no matter who you are or where you are in your life, stress is one of the things that you absolutely should address first of all before you invest in anything else. Calm down your central nervous system. And then you will see, then you can think more clearly. I've said this a million times, that your brain, your prefrontal cortex, where you do your creative thinking and your logical, your intellectual, your all your good stuff, all your good thoughts come from this little guy right up here, your PFC, prefrontal cortex. But do you know that when you're under stress, your prefrontal cortex shrinks by 80%? Now imagine this. You've got this big, beautiful brain. You've got motivation, excitement, compassion, generosity, and you just love everybody, and you want to help people, and you want to make a lot of money, you want to have fun, you want to contribute. Does this describe you? I think it does. But then you're stressed. And the minute you get stressed, you go from selfless to selfish. You go from expanded to contracted. You go from feast to famine, right? It changes everything. And so if you don't have the simplest thing, you get a call from a seller, you have to fix something if you want to make the deal work. But if you're in fight or flight and your stress hormones are surging, you're not going to be able to, you may think that you multitask. You don't multitask. You think you multitask. You like the rush of the cortisol. I'm not even going to get in this video to how cortisol is addictive. That's another problem, right? It's addictive. It's like methamphetamine. It's an addictive hormone. And so some of us live and thrive on stress. So when you hear someone say, oh, I love to multitask, it gets me going. No, it doesn't. It is oxidating your organs. It is not helping you in any way. It's not good. We need to learn how to relax and regulate our central nervous system. That is so key. in my program, Magnetic Marketing, we actually have a whole module on healing and really working on our central nervous systems and what causes it and how to get over it. And it's something that anyone is capable of doing, but you can't do it if you want to insist on living in fight or flight. We have to find a way to relax and to calm down and to breathe, use EFT, whatever. If you need help with any of this and you're in real estate, go to a link below and let's connect. I would love to talk to you. I would love to help you with your real estate business. That's what I'm here for. I'm really, really good at what I do. And I thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot.